What's up everyone and welcome back to Reload Reacts. My name is Trey and today we are going to look through r/AmITheButthole, the subreddit to find out if you were in the wrong for the argument that's kept you up at night. This first post is by Jimothy Is Your Uncle. Am I the butthole for suing my girlfriend after she had my 1967 Impala project taken to the scrapyard? I'll try to keep this short. I had a 1967 Impala 4-door that I bought in February of 2019. A couple months ago, I bought my first house that had a 2.5 car garage. I moved the car in and started tearing it down for a complete restoration. I had the body in one bay and the chassis in another, plus the whole garage filled with parts. About 2 months ago, my girlfriend came to live with me during this whole crisis, and the whole time she has hated that car. She wants to park in the garage, but I have 2 acres of land with a lot of nice places to park under shady trees, or hell, even in the barn if it has to be inside. I tell her tough luck, it's my house, and it's not like I can just throw it back together real quick. Anyways, I was out of town for a couple of days on a business trip for the small local company I work for. When I got back, my girlfriend was all smiles, making me food all the time, doing all the chores, all that. I thought maybe she was just happy to have me home, but then I realised that I didn't see her car in its usual spot. I asked her where she parks so I could make sure I mow that area and keep it clean, and she said not to worry because she parked in the garage. I asked how and she told me to go check it out. Turns out while I was gone, she hired some people to come over and move everything related to that car, including the drivetrain, body, and chassis and all parts, and take it to the local dump/scrapyard. I was absolutely dumbfounded. I had spent over $11,000 on that car, including new parts, services, and the car itself. I told her that I was going to be taking her to court for that, and she brushed me off like I was being dramatic. I told her that it's done between us and to pack her things and leave. I admit, I was really angry, but I did end up getting a lawyer, and as I have all the receipts for all the money that I spent, and I have her on my house's security cam footage letting the guys in and watching them take it all, I think I can win. Her family and friends are absolutely blowing me up, saying it's just a stupid old piece of junk and that she cannot pay back all that money I spent, and that I should just let it go. But I've been putting all my time, effort and money into that car for 1.5 years now, and god damn it, if I'm not going to get justice for what she did, am I the butthole? Update. Went to the police station last night, was told to come back in the morning. Just got back and filed an official report against her for grand larceny and grand theft auto. I showed them all the receipts I had for the car, and the footage of her letting the guys come and take it, as well as the title for the vehicle in my name. They said they will be in contact with all 3 parties, me, ex-girlfriend and junkyard guys, soon, and they will hopefully be able to recover some or all of the car. Just have to wait now. Huge update. They found my goddamn car. The junkyard guys were apparently in the middle of hiding it when the police came to ask them questions. It was on a forklift and they were going to put it on top of a pile of cars that was hidden behind more piles of cars. They said it was theirs and they had the title, but obviously didn't have the title for it, and since they matched the VIN on the chassis and body to the VIN on my title, it was obviously mine. I know at least one person there has been arrested. I think he was in the camera footage. I talked about it earlier, but I don't know if it was the boss or whomever or even his specific charge. They also told me they would be looking into this specific junkyard for any other vehicles reported stolen. They said they haven't been able to get in contact with my ex just yet, but they're working on it. I'm just so glad they found my car. Luckily I made quite an album of pictures detailing me tearing down the car, and so I can use that to prove what parts they had were mine, so hopefully I can get most or all of it back. Police haven't let me take it home yet, as they say it is evidence or something, so hopefully I can get it back eventually. Thank you all so much for the support and advice. She's gonna be alright. This next post is by Only in Quebec 9. Am I the butthole for telling my wife the lock on my daughter's door does not get removed till my brother-in-law and his daughters are out of our house? My brother-in-law Sammy lost his home shortly after his divorce 10 months ago. He moved in with us and brought his twin daughters Olivia and Sloane 18 with him a couple of months ago. His sister, my wife, and I have one daughter, Zoe 16, and she and her cousins aren't close but getting along fine. Olivia and Sloane have no respect for Zoe's privacy. None. They used to walk into her room and take everything they get their hands on. Makeup, phone accessories, clothes, school laptop, etc. Zoe complained a lot, and I've already asked the girls to respect Zoe's privacy and stop taking things. My wife and Sammy saw no issue with this. After all, they're girls, and this is typical teenage girls behaviour. I completely disagreed. Last straw was when Zoe bought a $60 MAC makeup kit that looks like a paint set that she saved up for over a month, and one of the girls, Sloane, took it without permission and ruined it by mixing shades together while using it. Don't know much about makeup, but that's what Zoe said when she found the kit on her bed and was crying. I told my wife, and she said she'd ask Sloane to apologise. But I got Zoe a lock after I found out she was moving valuable belongings out the house because of this incident. Sammy and his daughters saw the lock and weren't happy. The girls were extremely upset. Sammy asked about it and I straight up told him. He said, "My daughters aren't thieves. It's normal that girls of the same age borrow each other's stuff." He said Zoe could easily get another makeup kit for $15 from Walmart and shouldn't even be buying expensive adult makeup in the first place, and suggested my wife take care of this defect in Zoe's personality, trying to appear older than she is. He accused me of being overprotective and babying Zoe with this level of enablement. I told him this is between me and my wife, but she shamed me for putting a lock on Zoe's door for her cousins to see and preventing them from spending time with her, saying I was supposed to treat them like daughters, then demanded I remove it. But I said this lock does not get removed till her brother and his daughters are out of the house. She got mad. I was implying we kicked them out and said her family'll hate me for this, so I reminded her that I let Sammy and his family move in, which is something her own family refused to do. So she should start with shaming/blaming them for not taking their own son and nieces/granddaughters in. If it wasn't for her family's unwillingness to help, we wouldn't be dealing with this much disturbance at home. Everybody's been giving me and Zoe silent treatment, and my wife is very much upset over this. The top comment reads, "Not the butthole, don't back down. You are the only one sticking up for Zoe. If her cousins want to use expensive makeup, give them your wife's. I guarantee she won't appreciate sharing anymore. They need to start behaving like appreciative guests." So true. I totally agree with that. I can't believe her own mother isn't defending her child. That's wild. I guess some parents are like that though. This next post is by Rhode Island 123. Am I the butthole for walking out of the airport when I saw my husband's mum standing there with her luggage? I have 30, don't have the best relationship with my husband's mum. Since day one, she tried to make remarks and compare me to her? ? She then tried to get on my good side and started overly praising everything I do, and sometimes even copying me, like that one time when she literally dyed her hair purple just like mine, and when everyone pointed out how ridiculous she looked, she actually blamed me and accused me of trying to make a joke out of her. So anyways, my husband and I took 2 weeks off work to go visit some places out of the country. Tourism, in other words. Thing is, I was the one who saved up for and arranged for the trip. My husband was responsible for booking the tickets. My husband's mum wanted to come along and threw temper tantrums when I said no. She called, texted, sent people to talk to me into letting her come, even threatened to call the police and make some complaint up to get us to stay if she can't come. My husband said we should just take her, but I told him he was wrong to tell her about the trip in the first place. He gave me an ultimatum, said he wouldn't go if she can't come, and I told him I'd gladly call his bluff, which made him take his words back and say fine, I would tell her to stop it because we won't take her. Things got quieter, suspiciously quieter. The day of the trip came, and we got to the airport at 2 PM. My husband was walking ahead of me and was looking left and right like he was looking for someone. I asked him, but he didn't respond. He led me to the waiting area, and the first thing I saw was his mum standing there with her luggage. I froze in my spot. I felt a cold wave washing over me and I was fuming inside. She and my husband were hugging. That's when I quietly turned around and started walking towards the exit. My husband followed me while shouting at me to stop. He tried to stop me, but I told him off the harshest way possible. He tried to say I was overreacting and that his mum was there anyway and I should let it go, and not mess up the trip for us. I told him he and his mum could still go, and that I was going home. I went home and sobbed into my dog's fur for several minutes. Turns out, he booked her a ticket without me knowing. An hour later, he came home yelling and raging about how pathetic and spiteful I was to walk out and go home and ruin the trip last minute. I told him he caused this to happen. He said that I was being so hard on his mum, it's ridiculous. I refused to fight anymore, but he kept berating me, then called my family to tell them that the trip was cancelled and that it was because of me. My family said that I shouldn't have ruined it for myself and should have sucked it up and done my best to enjoy. Did I really overreact? Let me just read this update first before we read any top comments, shall we? Update. Hello, I don't know where to begin. It's been an absolute nightmare recently and I feel like I was losing my sanity. So for more details about my situation, I have to admit that my husband's mum favours him over all his siblings. This affected his relationship with them and me as well. He's never seen an issue with how differently his mum treats him. It bothered me and made me feel uncomfortable. The whole dynamic made me feel uncomfortable. Going low contact has never been an option. Like he has to see her or call her every day. Most of his siblings don't talk to him and I 100% believe it's because of his mum's favouritism like I said. He does bear some blame for not seeing how wrong this is to this day. In many instances I found myself making excuses for his behaviour, even in my post. I did it spontaneously and I don't know why, but I guess it's because of how much I loved him and because I really wanted to be able to work this type of thing out without letting them affect our marriage. Regarding what happened with the trip, he tried to have a talk with me and most of what he said came from a place of blame. Blame towards me. I just couldn't continue with this argument. I told him I needed space and that I would be going to stay with my sister for a while. He didn't take it well. He literally got up from the couch and opened the door telling me to go right then. In that moment, and seeing how he was still not even anywhere near understanding what he has done just made things perfectly clear to me. I just pictured years and years of my life being lived like that and I was like, no, I can't do it, can't take any more of it, especially when he keeps focusing on being right every time. His mum can do no wrong. I'm always the aggressive, crazy, jealous, pathetic overreactor. All these people's opinions, advice and concerns were like a spark, like the wake-up call I really needed. Though I wish that it didn't get this far, but what's done is done. Right now I'm staying with my sister. I brought my dog with me as well. He sent me his last message telling I'm the one choosing to end what we had together, but I believe it's the other way around. Especially with how he keeps making his mum the victim in this situation. It's become clear now that we keep going in circles with no end in reach and I'm just so exhausted and overwhelmed. I'm not mad at him and don't expect him to change, but at least I'm given options to decide what's best for me and my future, even if it's separation and divorce. A big thank you to those who reached out with resources that I feel very lucky to have come across. Just wanted to give you an update since many of you asked for it. Top comment. I'm sorry you're going through this, but I'm also very proud of you. You're standing up for yourself, putting yourself first, looking into the future and making sure it will be what you want it to be. I wish you the best of luck. Give the doggo the best of hugs and lots of pets. W doggo, W commenter. I'm glad she got out of that. That didn't sound good or healthy in any way. This next post is by AITA Bikini. Am I the butthole for wearing the joke bikini my friend got me? So it was my birthday a couple months ago. Had a party, got some gifts. My friend Mandy, for me, a super cute bikini. I liked it, said thanks. She had ripped off the tags, but whatever. Anyway, went to the community pool with my roommate. Wore bikini, got in the water. Roommate immediately is like, girl. I look and see that this bikini is now kinda see-through. Haha, good joke, Mandy. Anyway, Mandy invited me over to her place to hang out with her and her boyfriend and a few others. Most leave and we're still hanging out. I'm like, hey, what if we got in your hot tub? I go change after them and meet her boyfriend in the hot tub. She's getting new drinks. I hop in. Immediately, he's looking at my chest. I pretend I don't notice and just make small talk. She comes out a few minutes later and just looks in shock. Eventually, everybody gets in. Is that the one I bought? Yeah, I love it. I wear it everywhere. Make up some stuff about how I wore it to the beach, some party with lots of guys, etc. And she's just like, oh, we're in the tub for 20 to 30 minutes. Eventually get out and change. She approached me after and was like, I'm sorry, I thought you'd notice, but it goes kinda see-through. I'm like, yeah, I know. Why'd you buy me a ducking see-through bathing suit? She's like, it's a joke. Wait, you knew? So you just spent the last 30 minutes flashing my boyfriend on purpose? I reply, I'm just wearing my birthday gift from her. Anyway, am I the butthole? No, you are not the butthole. Absolutely not. That's a very be careful what you wish for situation. You are not the butthole in any way. That was really funny. This next post is by HomeTime6077. Am I the butthole for refusing to pay for my sister's husband's surgery with my inheritance/college money? Context, my sister F27 and I, 18F, lost our dad a year ago. He was my only parent. Mum was never in mine or my sister's life. Dad had left money, inheritance, for me and my sister, and she used her inheritance to get new cars and renovate her house. I live with my aunt right now because my brother-in-law didn't let me stay with my sister. I'm planning on using my inheritance money to pay for college tuition. I've always wanted to be a doctor but haven't decided which branch yet. My sister and I haven't been close. It started after she got married to a chronically ill husband who is allowed to make backhanded comments about Dad and mock his illness and make a scene at his funeral, only because he's ill and shouldn't be held accountable for his behaviour. I've distanced myself, but my sister kept visiting a lot lately, venting about my brother-in-law's condition. He's been in and out of the hospital for heart problems and in need of a surgery. She brought up my inheritance money several times, but I ended up cutting the conversation. She then straight up asked if I could pay for her husband's surgery, and she said she'll pay back in less than a year. I felt uneasy because if I give her money from my inheritance, which is a large amount, there's no guarantee she'll pay it back before it's time to apply for college. I'm taking a gap year, but I know my sister can't pay back that much, and I felt I was risking my future. I refused to help, and she had a meltdown at my aunt's house, calling me heartless, cruel with no empathy. She said that her husband's health should be a priority, and I needed to help because education is nothing compared to someone's health. And I asked if I'd be happy to see her as a widow and my nephew with no father. My aunt suggested others pay, but most of them cut my sister and husband off. I argued that her husband's poor health isn't my fault, after she kept blaming and guilt-tripping me. She kept crying, and although my aunt decided to stay out of it, she said that I should be prepared for permanent damage in my relationship with my sister if I don't help her now. She's been sending texts and pictures of her family, telling me this is what I was saying no to. A happy, healthy family with a healthy husband and father. I cried and felt like I was being selfish, not good aunt and sister. I asked my friend and he said let them sell the cars and all the luxurious stuff they bought to afford the surgery, and warned me if I give them money I'll never get it back and may not be able to go to medical school. Your friend is the voice of reason right there. Top comment reads, your friend is correct, you'll never get the money back because sister isn't willing to give up her luxurious lifestyle. She chose how to spend her inheritance, didn't save for a rainy day and isn't entitled to yours because of her poor financial planning. Not the butthole. Yeah, that's so accurate. It doesn't matter how much value everything has, it's the fact that she isn't even willing to do that. She just wants your money because she planned poorly. No rainy day fund right there. And that's gonna be it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the stories in r/am I the butthole. Let me know what you'd like to listen to next in the comments section below, and also hit that subscribe button because I post new Reddit content every single day. My name is Trey. This was Reload Reacts, and I will see you in the next video.